Hello friends, I hope you are all doing well. This past Saturday, I had an emergency root canal procedure. I'm in no pain, I'm in recovery, and even the swelling in this cheek is not going to stop me from doing what I want to do. And what I want to do today is to make a Nigella Lawson inspired dinner. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So the menu is a roasted red bell pepper with feta and almonds salad. That's the first course. The main course is a chicken and pea tray bake. And dessert is a jumbleberry crumble, all recipes from Nigella. And we're going to start with this very easy roasted red bell pepper salad. And you could very well take perfectly ripe red bell peppers and char them over a gas flame and then peel the skins off. Or you could take the easy route, as I'm doing, and as Nigella did, and just buy a jar of roasted red bell peppers. And I do need to drain these. I also want to blot these red peppers with a kitchen towel, just so the salad isn't watery. And these can go directly onto a platter. I don't want the salad to be too small, so I'm going to use 2 jars of the roasted bell peppers. And these were conveniently already cut into strips. If you're ever invited to someone's house and they ask you to bring a first course or a potluck dish, this would be a great dish to bring. It's super easy to do and it has a lovely taste. Drizzle the peppers with extra virgin olive oil and the juice from half a lemon. Then scatter on a handful of crumbled feta cheese and some sliced almonds. Garnish, if desired, with coarsely chopped parsley. And our salad is complete. I do want to cover it and refrigerate it until dinner time. And on to the chicken and pea tray bake. I've been wanting to try this for a long time, and today is the day. And a little prep work. We need leeks. Mercifully, these are already washed. And I need the white and tender green. And I'm going to save the not so tender green for vegetable stock, which we may make in the next episode. I'm out of vegetable stock. I will link this chicken recipe and the jumbleberry crumble recipe in the description box below. The salad that we made earlier, I don't think there's an actual printable recipe for that. I'm going to just roughly cut these leeks into coins. Now, I have a whole video dedicated to my favorite sheet pan or tray bake dinners, and I can link that in the description box below if you are interested in tray bake and sheet pan dinners. I certainly love them for entertaining. So easy to just prep the tray bake, put it in the refrigerator, and shortly before serving time, pop it into the oven. All the heavy lifting is already done. And we can set you over here for a moment. Then I need to chop up a couple of cloves of garlic. Nigella says fat cloves. And of course, if 2 cloves is good, 3 or 4 are even better. This is the mallet I reserve exclusively for garlic smashing. then the skins come off easily. Speaking of garlic, I think the garlic in my garden is ready for harvest. We will have to go up there in the next episode and check. Mince, mince, mince. Then I need dill, most of which we will use before we pop the tray bake into the oven, and I will reserve some as a garnish for each serving. I love these fragrant, feathery ferns of dill. I store dill in a plastic bag along with a paper towel, and it lasts for a good long while. Give this a little chop. Dill is one of the scents that I associate with summer. I just love it. And you go over here with the leek and the garlic. A little cleanup, and then I will fetch the chicken. So I have my skin-on, bone-in chicken thighs, and I have my peas here. The peas are frozen, and I'm wearing gloves because I don't want to get frostbite. Actually, I'm wearing gloves because I'm going to be handling the chicken. And now Nigella says 2 pounds of frozen peas. I'm not sure I have that many. And by the way, these bags of peas used to contain 16 ounces. Now they contain 12 ounces. Shrinkflation. I'm going to guess that I have enough peas right there. I can put this bag back in the freezer. Then we can add the leeks. If you are not acquainted with Nigella Lawson, she is an internationally renowned English food writer and television personality. She has authored 8 cookbooks, of which I own several. Then I need the garlic. Just scatter that over all. Then I need dry white vermouth, or vermouth as she says, 1/4 cup. Olive oil, 2 teaspoons of salt. Not sure that I'm going to add quite that much. And most of the dill, because we want to reserve some of this dill to garnish each serving. Then we turn everything up in the pan, give it all a good mix. Then we can add the chicken. Now she said to use 8 chicken thighs. I have 2, 4, I have 6, but these are huge thighs. And I will say this looks mighty attractive. Now gloves off. And I want to drizzle some olive oil over the chicken thighs. Then I can brush the oil over the skin. And I'm not quite ready to bake yet, so I am going to cover this with cling film and pop it into the refrigerator. And I'm going to give the chicken a good sprinkling of salt just before baking. To the fridge. Now for the jumbleberry crumble, I need the crumble topping first. And Nigella's recipe is written out in grams, so I'm going to use my scale. So I need 200 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, just to lighten things. Give this a little mix. Then I need cold diced butter, which I prepared earlier. And in it goes. This is 100 grams of butter. And I am using salted butter here. And then we use the thumbs and 2 fingers and just mash the butter and the flour mixture together to create a crumbly mix. Nigella said to rub the butter and sugar together to create, what did she say? A sandy rubble. I like that phrase. Now she keeps a great big batch of this topping in her freezer, and then when she wants a berry crumble, even just 1 serving, she puts the berries in a ramekin along with a little cornstarch to thicken the juices, and then grabs the bag of crumble topping from the freezer and just scatters a handful on top and bakes it off. And that sounds like something I should do. And this does look like sandy rubble to me. I'm going to transfer this to a Ziploc bag and pop it into the freezer. Because right now I want to run up to the garden to harvest some flowers. Also, I need to blow some debris off of my front porch. We had a microburst here the other day. We lost power. The wind came whipping through. The rain was torrential. Branches broke off of trees, and I have a lot of debris on my porch. And I can show you a little clip of that. As I was cleaning up here, I suddenly remembered I was supposed to add, how much? 6 tablespoons of demerara sugar, which I happen to have on hand. And demerara will give the topping an extra crunch. Give this a little mix. Then into the refrigerator and up to the garden. Here in New York's Hudson Valley, the high heat and oppressive humidity seem to invite ferocious storms. We had thunder and lightning nightly for the past 3 nights. I don't have many vegetables to harvest as yet, but I do have several flowers. Today I'm gathering snapdragons, lavender, and larkspur. I'm also clipping boxwood to use in flower arrangements. If I forgot to mention it, this is larkspur. I grew it from seed. I actually grew it from seed last year, and then it reseeded itself. I think I'm going to save the lavender for this little vase. This could be a bedside table arrangement. All of the boxwood I placed in these vases is holding the flowers in place. That way I don't need chicken wire or a flower frog or anything like that. And the next time you and I go thrifting or antiquing, I want to try to find 2 matching vases so that I could place flower arrangements at either end of the parlor or dining room fireplace mantle. I think that would look really nice, but I need the matching vases. So let me know if you are interested in going on another antiquing or thrifting trip. We just have to figure out where we would go, because we've been to so many places already. Okay, I love this. Now, let's see what we can do with you guys. I'm going to try adding a couple of small pieces of fern to this lavender arrangement. So I need to clip some fern. Do you like arranging flowers for your own home? I certainly do. Simply because I like to see something beautiful everywhere I look. And flowers, just by their very nature, are beautiful. Something tells me to add a white flower to this, but I do not have, so we're going to call this good. I'm going to put this on my bedside table for now. And we can enjoy, let's see, these flowers over here. Excuse me? Hello, Goldie. I don't know why he's up here. And I think we can enjoy these flowers right here. I'm going to get cleaned up. Well, this will go up to my bedroom. And then, after I've cleaned up, we will finish making our jumbleberry crumble, and we will cook off the dinner. Now, while I'm cleaning up here, I wanted to mention that my cats tend to leave my flower arrangements alone, particularly if they are fragrant flowers like snapdragons. Rabbits, woodchucks, deer, none of them can stand snapdragons. Snapdragons are in the salvia family, and a lot of woodland creatures just despise them. So if you have woodland creatures, plant snapdragons. While my ovens are preheating, I wanted to show you something that a very kind viewer sent. It's a garden flag, although it's too nice for me to actually put in the garden. It says, "Welcome to our home. The humans just live here with us." And it has Goldie, Avery, and Binky, my 3 pets. I love the arrangement of the pets because it just captures their goofiness. And they are very goofy pets. So I think it was Donna who sent this. And Donna, thank you so much. I absolutely love it.
You wanna?
So I have my baking dish for the jumbleberry crumble. Need my berries and my crumble topping, and one more ingredient. Cornstarch, which will thicken the juices that seep from the fruit as it cooks. So this is triple berry. It's blackberries, wild blueberries, and raspberries. I think this will look very pretty. Sprinkle on the cornstarch. I'm going to use 2 heaping tablespoons. Give this a mix. But that cornstarch will dissolve as the berries cook. And I'm going to add a tiny bit of sugar just because I can. Move these aside. Then we need our crumble topping. I'm going to break up any large clumps as I sprinkle here. Although I will leave some clumps fairly good sized. And I can set this aside while my oven finishes preheating. I actually have enough crumble topping left for another fruit crumble. This goes into the freezer. And here is that beautiful, beautiful chicken and pea tray bake. I just love how this looks. Now I need to sprinkle some salt over the top. Remember, we already brushed olive oil on the chicken. That will help the skin to caramelize. My ovens have preheated. I'm going to put the chicken in the top oven, and we are to roast this, according to Nigella, for 45 minutes, after which we will check it. And if any of the peas are not submerged in liquid, we are to tamp them down and then continue cooking for another 30 minutes. I just pulled this chicken out of the oven and garnished the chicken with some of the leftover dill. Let me tell you, my whole kitchen smells just heavenly. It smells almost lemony, I think because of the vermouth we added to this. And I can hardly wait to tuck into it. But first, I want to try the salad, then we do the main course, and then we will taste the dessert. My friends, this has to be one of the easiest make-ahead dinners I've ever made. So this is Nigella's red bell pepper with feta and almond. Our main course, chicken with peas, tray bake. We have leeks in here and vermouth. And I can tell you the vermouth makes it smell just heavenly. Makes it smell very lemony actually. And here is the gorgeous little jumbleberry crumble. And my spouse will be joining me on the porch for dinner a little later, but I can't wait. I want to sample everything right now. First, a little salad. Trying to have the perfect forkful with the roasted red bell pepper and the almond and the feta. This is semi-crunchy. It's semi-sweet from the perfectly ripe bell peppers. It has a slight caramelization because the peppers were roasted. And of course, the almonds add crispness. This is a perfect little first course and so easy to do. Now, some chicken. Now, like Nigella said that you could serve this chicken optionally on a bed of rice or boiled potatoes or mashed potatoes. I'm going to eat it just as it is. And I'm going to make a little bed with the peas. These peas smell so wonderful. I have never roasted peas before. There are the leeks, nicely caramelized. My dog is right here because she knows we are dealing with chicken. The chicken skin is nice and crisp. The chicken meat is nice and moist. It's super flavorful. Let's try peas. My friends, I would say this chicken and pea tray bake is really about the peas. They are phenomenal. I have never tasted better. And let's have a leek. Perfectly tender and sweetly caramelized. And I think this jumbleberry crumble, which is still piping hot, deserves a crystal dessert goblet. The juices have certainly thickened up. I want a little more of that crumble topping. And because I have it, I'm going to add a tiny spritz of whipped cream. Thank you so much for joining me today as we made this incredible Nigella Lawson themed dinner. I really hope you will give these very easy make-ahead recipes a try someday. They are super delicious. My spouse is ready for dinner, so I'm going to go join him on the porch. And I will see you again on Sunday. And until then, please treat yourself very, very well. I can't wait to see you again. Bye for now, friends.